What is one thing you want to know about yourself?
Genuine. I ain't nobody that's gonna act a certain way just because a camera in my face, or I ain't gonna act a certain way just because whatever success or whatever failures I've had. I'm just gonna be me, and that's that's goofy, that's fun loving, I'm a good guy. So I ain't nobody that you should be afraid of, or nobody that that's putting up a front, just because of who the platform that I have. So I'm just a genuine person, I feel like.
What do your teammates in your position group mean to you?
Oh, they mean the world to me, man. Everything that makes me who I am as far as the player and a lot of the person as well is my teammates and my coaches because they help mold me into the person I am today. Whether that's through pushing me to be better or whether that's to having my back off the field with whatever I'm dealing with. And so, I mean, it starts with them, and that makes me want to play even harder for them when I'm closer with those guys. So,
Who do you want to dedicate this game to?
if I could dedicate this game to somebody. Uh, At the end of the day, it all goes back just to my teammates, man. I dedicate this game to them because with what we've been through this year as a team, man. I don't think a lot of people really can understand how hard and all the odds that we've had against us and how we could have folded so many times. But I dedicate it to them regardless because we stood strong. We never grew weary and we just pushed through everything regardless of the fact.
Appreciate it.
When you look at Tua, how different is he compared to any other quarterbacks you face, not just Alabama, but all season?
Um, I mean, well, obviously he's played in big games, and then with all the success that he has had, it seems like that hasn't really changed the way that he's let it. It doesn't see that change the way that he's let it affect him, his play. Obviously, Heisman candidate. Made a lot of big time throws, a lot of great plays, and just to see the way the offense rallies behind him, to see the way that you hear, his teammates talk about him. You hear, the coaching staff talk about him. Seems like they really are behind him as far as he's the leader of their team. So he brings a lot of different challenges, a lot of things that you got to really be worried about as far as the defense, and makes it tough on us. So that's it's gonna be tough to say the least. It's gonna be a really big challenge and opportunity for us for sure.
Cleveland, have you repped any in that bridge package? And if you haven't, would you be interested in that?
I wish I would have shoot, but no, I haven't. But who knows? I don't know. Hopefully, maybe they make something up for me, but I don't know. I haven't gotten too much of that. Sorry, Dad. I wish you wouldn't have asked that, cause shoot, now you done brought up bad memories. But I wish I would have gotten some of that, but nah. But maybe, hopefully, you might be speaking it into existence. Maybe Coach E will give me something this week, and hopefully we'll get something there. But I don't know, not so far, no.
How nice is it to have another shot at Alabama, given the bad taste last year and knowing that this is kind of what you guys came back for?
I mean, obviously, with everything that we've had in the past with them, that just means that we've been two of the best teams, for the past 5 years in college football. But at the end of the day, when you get a chance to play in that championship, you just want to play the best team. If you're a competitor, you just want to play the best team, and regardless of whether that's us, Alabama, anybody, you want to play somebody that is going to challenge you. So, and I feel like this year they're the best team that we could possibly face. So, I'm happy that it's them because I feel like they're the best team on the other side other than us, and I feel like it's going to be a great battle for sure.
You ever been to California?
No. Yes, and I can't wait. I'm ready. I'm not excited for the flight. I hear it's like 4 hours, maybe 5, but and I hate sitting on the plane for a long period of time, and it's really bad for your body. But I can't wait. I'm excited.
This is the reason, really, you guys all came back. I mean, you obviously you could have been planning for NFL playoffs right now if you'd made a different decision or something like that. How good does it feel to have accomplished that goal after the grind? I mean, people think it's easy to get from point A to point B, and it happens like that, but it just doesn't. I mean, you had to work this whole year to make sure that this occurred. I mean, how good does it feel, satisfying right now to know you're on the doorstep of what you guys want?
It don't feel good at all. The goal wasn't to come back here. The goal was to win a national championship, and we ain't do that yet. So, obviously it feels good to get back here, but that wasn't the goal at all. We trying to win it. You know what I mean? And obviously anytime you can put all the work in that we have, had all the success, and battle through all the struggles that we had this year, not just as a group but as a team, that it means a lot, because that you can get through anything and you can win anything because of who we have in our locker room. But the goal is always going to be to win and to accomplish that goal, to finish. You know what I mean? So that's when I'll really be like, dag, like we did it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we came back to do for sure.
How much of a motivator was it in, I don't know, March during spring practice or off-season drills for you and Austin and Christian and guys like that who had opportunities yet came back? I mean, was that what drove you guys to work hard every single day?
I feel like just our natural aura as competitors is what drove us. You know what I mean? Obviously, that the way the season ended last year, they left a bad taste in our mouth, and you kind of don't forget that, because you never, as a competitor, it sucks when you playing on a big stage and you get your butt kicked. You know what I mean? Hats off to that team from Alabama last year, but we can't really focus on that as far as because when you can't focus on the past when you're trying to formulate your new future. So we just took it one game at a time every single week, and now that we're back here. And we're back in the national championship, and it's a new team, and Alabama's got a new team. Can't really think about the old. You really got to focus on what you can do right now, and I feel like we can go out and win.
Do you ever allow yourself to think about what ifs? Like maybe if you hadn't come back, or even if you had come back yet you guys weren't playing for a national championship, would you be off training for the NFL? Right now?
No, I don't think about that stuff. I mean, I don't think about that, because I always, in my mind, I always, felt like we can get back to the national championship. But I mean, with right being, because every year that I've been here, we've been in the playoffs. So I never really thought about, none of that stuff that, you see guys opting to not playing a bowl game or not finishing out the season. But I haven't really.
You never entered your mind around here, right? Because you're going to be playing for something.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, I don't want to say that sounds privileged, but I just know the work that we put in. I know the type of success we could have had for sure.
There's a phrase, it's lonely at the top. And I'm wondering, as you see this same team at the end of the road every year, do you ever often get the feeling like, okay, it's kind of just us and then the rest of everybody, like kind of Dabo talks about the Roy bus and things of that nature. How hard is that to keep out of your mind?
I don't think about it at all, because I know it's a new team, regardless of the fact. We're not the same team from last year. We're not the same team from 2 or 3 years ago. And that's really how you got to look at it, because just because you're facing the same program, you're not facing the same team. That's who's going to walk out on the field, not the Alabama team that won the national championship last year. It's going to be a new team that hasn't won a national championship, just like we're going to be a new team that hasn't won anything but an ACC and a Cotton Bowl when we walk out on the field Monday night. So that's just how I look at it, man. It's a new challenge, and both of us got things that we want to accomplish. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the team who wants it more. So,
what common threads are in the games that you've played? What stands out as a common thread in the games you've played them against?
Just the physicality. Both teams are built from the inside out. It starts up front. You don't win in the trenches, you're not going to win the game. And special teams in this game is huge too, because usually the offenses and the defenses are very even matched, very skilled. And the way the special teams works is, both games that we played them, we've had maybe somebody has a big return, somebody has a turnover on his punt team, or maybe somebody has kicked a great field goal, or maybe somebody returned a kick return for a touchdown. So special teams is always going to be a deciding factor in the game, but it all starts up front in the trenches, man. You got to win the line of scrimmage.
When you see Tua, what are your impressions having watched him on tape?
Great player, great quarterback. He's he's not. A lot of college quarterbacks nowadays are, dual threats, but I feel like, he can make plays with his feet, which is something that makes him even better. But I feel like he's a special arm talent for sure. And he's not a game manager. A lot of times, not including Jalen Hurts, he was a guy who can make plays on a run with his feet. But in the past, a lot of times people would give Alabama quarterbacks that title of game managers, but he's like a game changer, I would say.
When you look at what they've done 8 years, 225
instead of 45 first quarter, they jump on.
Yeah.
Is that a point of emphasis for you guys and just making sure that you're ready to withstand those situations?
Yeah, man, same thing, man. You know, you got to be on your P's and Q's, you know. Obviously, watching the way that they played teams this year, man, it's been crazy to see the success that they had because Alabama has always been good, you know, since I've been watching. But to see the way they've scored points this year has been crazy because they don't usually put up, 50 on people or put up 30 on them in the first half. You know, it's kind of crazy how much they've been scoring so quick and so early. But you know, it's a national championship game, man. So both teams here, we're very good, and you know, obviously we haven't seen a team like them, and they haven't seen a team like us. So both teams gonna have challenges they're gonna have to face. It's just who will make the least amount of mistakes and who can capitalize on any mistakes that are made. So.
Cleveland, 4 straight Bama Clemson matchups in the college football playoff. Is it almost like a rivalry at this point?
That's what the fans make it out to be, for sure, for the programs. You know what I'm saying? You could say that, but I would just look at it as, that's just who it ends up being. But I definitely think when we do walk out on that field, like, both teams know, like, you got to come ready to play. Because at the end of the day, I know what they're going to bring to the table, and they know what we're going to bring to the table. And that's a physicality and a mindset that this is for all the marbles, which is why, like, we've been in the playoff. This is the third national championship battle. Played them in the Sugar Bowl last year. Every time we've played them, there's been a lot at cost, a lot at risk as far as the season. So it's always about finishing, and both teams want to finish as the first 15-0 team in the history of college football and come out as national championships, as national champions. So it's going to be huge.
You mentioned the trenches. Clemson's O-line had its struggles last year with Bama's D-line. Just how much of a responsibility, I don't know if that's the right word, do you guys feel as a D-line to make sure that O-line's prepared?
Just in general, as the whole entire team, man, the team goes as we goes. But the O-line, they understand, everything that comes with it. They've had a great year. And it's not the same O-line from last year either. Mitch Hyatt ain't the same player he was last year. Neither is Justin Falcinelli, or neither is Sean Pollard or John Simpson. We're completely different guys. So, but they do understand that, in the games like this, that you got to play well up front. And it can be a lot of pressure, but we see it as opportunity. And I know that that's how they're looking at it, from their standpoint, because they know if they play well, it's going to be a good chance that we win. So I don't feel like they have anything to really be worried about as far as, we got to get them ready to play. But, if they do want anything that can help them get ready to play, we know we got a good enough D-line that can help any offensive line be ready, so it's going to be good, just like they're going to help us too. So.
I know you got